Greetings, the viewers of GBV Azania podcast. My name is Vich. I'm the host of this episode. The main objective of this podcast is just to give young people and every black person an opportunity to tell their story. Today I've got a guest, my brother. How are you?
I'm well, thanks. How are you?
I'm okay. I don't like to introduce people. They do that for themselves because sometimes we just misrepresent the introduction of people. So please share your story, share your introduction to the viewers of GBV guys.
No man, thanks very much to GBV Kasi. This is me.
It's you.
Yeah, original.
Yeah, original.
Yeah.
Municipality, the real municipality.
The former leader of young people. The structure COSAS, Congress of South African Student Army. We led that particular movement in COVID, but we joined it before COVID. But we led it in COVID, and then now we are leading the ANC in a branch, 131, which is named after a particular soldier of black society. Comrade Mathabatha, in 131, just after the one from Tshitavha up to Malisa, which is behind the university, men's R71.
Okay. Then what is your role in that branch?
I'm the former secretary of young people in Sutlik when we were giving it to lead young people. We were appointed, we were not elected. I was the convener. Then I was leading it with the coordinator, which was Vilmugwen. Then we went into a congress as soon as we got that particular appointment. Then I came out as the secretary of young people of that particular ward. We led that thing with distinction. We assisted young people of what they want to be enrolled with the institution of higher learning. We took them to colleges, we took them to universities. And we also took those who didn't have Matric, by the way, to go and enroll with the institution of higher learning to do the higher certificate, which is levels in colleges, Capricorn, Sishewo, Smawarwan, and Ramofu.
You are doing well. So currently, where are you residing? Because from my research, I got it that your roots are from Venda.
No, that's true.
That's true?
I was
Tell us more about it.
Born in Venda, Ilim, but I didn't grow up there.
Yeah.
I was raised in Johannesburg, Clay Street. It was still a proper Johannesburg at that time. So I was an infant taken there, and I grew there with my father, my mother, and my brother, and my younger brother, Austin, and the late brother who just passed away in December, Vincent. May his soul rest in peace. So and then we migrated from Johannesburg. We went to Venda again. Then I did my grade 2, grade 3. Then we taken back here. It was always been about moving upside down. Then I attended some religious school, which was very much progressive to what we are today. So we attended Muria Primary School. That's our basic education up until grade 7, which was 2010. Then 2011 we went to Mathabatha High School. So we are products of church education. That's why we are so conductive in our code of conduct.
Okay, but since you are active in politics, then were you not elected in COSAS, or were you just appointed? Because there's this other video of yours where you were in school that you said people must wake up and sleep again. Do you remember the video? Can you tell us brief about how did it happen for you to hold that office?
You know, the school that I attended, high school, Mathabatha, it is a church school. We were not allowed to participate in politics. I couldn't say Amanda way through in that particular church school. Those were objectives of that particular school. So we respected those particular objectives and roots, and then we came out fine. So I couldn't participate in my politics in that particular institutional environment because I had to respect what I was given to. So By the way, I've never went into it. That's very funny. I've never went into any Congress which has ever elected me either as the secretary or chairperson or deputy or leadership of that Congress movement. I came out as an activist.
Yeah.
Myself, I elected myself. I led that thing with distinction.
Yeah.
Because I could see that people does not understand my story, and for me to sell my story, I didn't have the necessary support, the mentor, and yeah, I was alone there.
Yeah.
So I went and led that thing. I appointed myself as the chairperson of the branch of COSAS here in Mangwing.
Yeah.
Then I led that particular branch. I invaded school, telling principal that I'm a chairperson.
Yeah.
Because there was a vacuum, there was no chairperson by that particular time.
Sure.
COSAS was in dying terrain of that particular time. So I went there.
Yeah.
So I came out fine, and then I addressed respectfully with principal and teachers and SATU. Then I was appointed by the leadership of the province to become the RTT member, not even a convener or coordinator, because the work that I was doing in the ground developed. When I was doing my politics there, I saw that we are being disrespected as young people, precisely the learners of Phophi Ramathuba, who is the founder president of COSAS. In COVID, when learners were dying because of COVID, and then the infection was also being infecting the teachers.
Yeah.
So I went there, I fought the system. I didn't fight anyone, I fought the system. I don't fight people, I fight the system.
Then sorry to disturb, what was the matter? Why did you address those things? Because when initially I saw that video, I thought maybe here it's where we convene for prayers. I thought it's that arrangement, but from my understanding, like I could check, I could see that no, this time doesn't correspond with that time where we must hold the prayers.
I went straight to a school, I think 11 schools.
Yeah.
Started with Mathabatha High School. Yeah, I didn't find the principal. I found the deputy, I think she's a woman, humble woman. When I arrived there, I had my own mistakes. I told the deputy principal that we are going to take out these learners to an assembly to address them on what is going to happen. That was the stand of COSAS. It was a directive from a national structure, which was led by Dunga as the SG and President Thabo, who was the president of that time. So then I addressed learners to go home. Then I migrated to Mahongwan, which is just R71. It is a high school. That's where the wake up and sleep again happened. So I don't know how it happened.
Yeah.
I went there, I spoke with the principal first. So the principal requested a letter. I wouldn't have the letter because I didn't know how these things work.
Yeah.
I was in my growing time.
Yeah.
So I didn't provide a letter, but I took an open pen, a stand to say I will write with a pen.
Yeah, now.
Yeah. And sign me to say these learners are going home.
Yeah.
And if anything must happen on me.
Okay.
Then I took learners out of class to assembly, and then I addressed them. I told them, that video of Wake Up and Sleep Again is a short clip.
Yeah.
There is a full video.
Where you were addressing
where I was addressing on matters, deliberating on matters.
Sure.
To say that we can't allow a situation where the virus is killing young people, is killing teachers, then the system is saying that the culture of learning and teaching must continue when we're dealing with this demon called COVID.
Yeah.
Then the learners agreed, everyone was agreeing, even teachers were agreed. The video was actually taken by a teacher.
Oh.
The person was saying, yeah, where the big is the teacher.
Oh, and then because the learners are not allowed to go with the phone.
With the cell phone.
Yeah.
So that's why even in the full video, learners started checking out their phone. So the teachers even commented on the background saying, phone.
Sure.
So I said, I didn't know what to say. So the solution was protest.
Yeah.
The Wake Up and Sleep Again is a protest. We're protesting to say tomorrow is a stay away.
Yeah.
We're staying, I will not come to school because we are dying there.
Sure.
Then the statistics will also show you how many young people died within the classroom. And then the PPE were not even enough at a particular point. That thing of 20 learners in a classroom was not being applicable.
Sure.
The system has always been failing us in that particular narrative.
Sure. No, then before we can go far, because now we are having a new sheriff in the province by the name of Dr. Phophi Ramathuba. What is it that you expect from her?
I mean,
as a young person?
I'm happy. I must always be happy that finally
Yeah.
women have been taken serious in the province, South Africa, ANC-led government, that women have been taken serious in this particular province. Then I would expect her to be reasonable because she's a mother. You know, mother have a soft touch.
Yeah, sure. I
would expect her to be reasonable, to employ young people, drastically make changes, make sure that she aligns herself with higher institution of learning, engage with young people within higher institution of learning, understand their issues, go to community, understand those who cannot be found within the fraternity of higher learning, what is their issue, and how that can be assisted. I visited the private sector, form part of assisting these particular young people who are scattered, who themselves are depressed, stressed, and drunkards, using drugs, and how that can be done. And also, the issue of drugs, on how best can she use that particular system to drive away drugs from the community. Nyaupe has been sweets within the community, or township of Mankwins, she will do her home. And Muleje, some would agree, and South Africa would. So I would expect it to be reasonable and be a mother. You know, a mother, Shema, a mother is lovable, conductive properly. Unlike this, Shem, the one who left was tough.
Was tough.
We were disagreeing with him at the youth league, as led by Tony Raju.
Oh, I thought maybe you are in good books with the former premier of Limpopo.
The youth league in Limpopo
took a decision.
Then were led. If I left him, maybe he's my stepfather. Yeah. But the youth league which I lead said no, not this one. So I'm a disciplined kid of the African National Congress Youth League of Anthony Lampede, that we are not agreeing with this particular soldier. So
now you are going to rally behind this woman. You are not going to disturb her on anything. You will support her as much as she needs.
We are supporting her. We want just to remind her that she is not elected to become a premier, she is appointed.
Sure.
So she must work out to prove herself for now and then up until the term of office, to make sure that she delivers to the people of Limpopo, the marginalized, those who need assistance much must be assisted. But what is more important is the issue of employment. It must be taken into consideration. And the policy of the African National Congress must be applied by the premier appointed by the National Congress, the African National Congress and the ANC.
Because I thought the issue of premier, in case of the ANC, it goes with someone who's the provincial chairperson of the province.
So that's what she's appointed.
Now, for now.
Yes.
And then she must go and be tested in the conference.
I mean, she was going to contest, obviously, and then we'll support her on basis that she's reasonable, like we said. Yeah. She drive away the demon of unemployment. She employ young people, and then she face out those who must be in pension, who are still refusing, and fill up those posts which are not being occupied or filled. Because there are many posts which are currently not being filled within our government, in all the departments, but the white men who left were not willing to fill up those posts precisely for young people. So these old people within the ANC are problematic because they are not implementing the policy of the African National Congress, the policy of the African National Congress, which speaks and assists every black community member within, I mean, not only black, non-racial. Sure. If those policies be applied, this other political opposition won't be having oomph. Yeah.
Okay, so then since we are speaking about the issue of young people, are you happy with the people, young people who are in parliament now? Yeah. During this 7th administration?
Confidently so. Samuel Moela, the regional secretary of Peter Mokaba region, proven himself to be a cadre who is disciplined, who is very much robust in engagement on what must happen to issues of young people. We also saw that we have Tsakani Chiviti, who is the second DSG. Then she has proven himself. She is the former deputy president of SASCO. She's a woman. And then young people who were deployed by ANC to go to parliament and are led by the majority ANC MPs. There are women, only 3 men, then I think we have plus minus 7 women. So you also agree with me that the issue of women empowerment is also being taken into consideration. But we must also send them a very warm signal that we don't want them to go and practice sleeping, because Parliament seems to be a sleeping territory. Leaders of the African National Congress, opposition, they are sleeping. And also to say that the oppositions which have been proving themselves to be working so hard in Parliament, we didn't send them to fight like that. We sent them to deliver the things of the people. We didn't send people to go and do what they've been doing. If there are things that they are not agreeing with the Speaker and or other political parties, we are saying it's young people of South Africa, led by Government of National Unity. We are not prepared to see people fighting physically. We want people who will engage deliberately on issues of young people and on issues of South Africans, citizens, to see on how best can this particular republic can be taken forward.
So since when you are touching on the GNU, the Government of National Unity, can you tell us more about it? Because I hear people are saying they're accusing it to be coalition, some they are saying it's it's a grant. Is it a grand coalition or a GNU?
No, the GNU is just an English term. That thing is coalition.
Yeah.
The president of the African National Congress, African National Congress came with some English. They said, oh, he's not allowing it to be called coalition. But coalition is where different ideologies have to meet to create a government. That's coalition.
Yeah.
My particular view and the constituency which I'm leading as elected by them, in that particular ward of Tshitavha, I don't want that DA resist organization movement.
Yeah.
There's nothing good which will come out of DA. And then, I'm saying that it's just that these old people, they're not willing to find their way of agreeing.
You mean the black parties? Or you mean the only people in the ANC?
The ANC, EFF, PE, Action is MK. They should find a way to resolve their issues, because you will go historically or you do your own research that within the ANC we have 11 parties which just broke away. So 11. Some of them have died, some of them are still there. So historically those who broke away, Yokob and everyone, are 11. Yeah. So it's just two group of people who are not agreeing, who just hate each other, who have used witchcraft against each other. Now they want the country to be hosted. Yeah. They want the country to be hosted. So let Cyril and this one of Zuma sit on one room, maybe let's lock them for a week. Let's see if something will come out. Yeah. Because they are fighting for unnecessary things and they are costing us. Yeah, they are delaying our politics as an activist. Yeah. And we don't even know them. You know, I've never touched Zuma with my hand. I've never touched Cyril with my hand. So now I'm attached to things of two people who hate each other. Which I don't even know why they hate each other to that level. But we're being hosted, and we are raised by the African National Congress to become ideologists. And then when these people they go into bed with the DA, they're going to give this one of the MK and the EFF strength. So membership of the African National Congress, who have been told by the African National Congress to not to agree or sleep in bed with the white personnel, because historically they know themselves they've been terrorizing the black community. They are going to migrate their membership, or they are going to be lost, they are going to be scattered. They are going to be scattered. If you can talk 20 million citizens registered in the IEC to become voters, only 16 million voted. 6 million was for the ANC, 4 million protested, did not vote, stay away. They wake up and sleep again on the voting day. 10 million voted for opposition. So if those 4 million people would have voted for the African National Congress, would have been even the two-third majority. So the African National Congress of John Langalebe must be saved by us young people. And if we're not going to be supported, we're going to do what we did to the system of education. We're going to find a way ourselves individually with the constituency which elected us to go and change the system.
So are you happy with the national leadership of the history currently led by Colin Malach and the collective? Are you happy? Because what we used to observe from the Youth League, they will be different, they will have different view from the ANC usually. But now this one, it seems like it's agreeing with everything that the national leadership of the ANC are saying.
It's just that we have our own communication as ANC League leadership.
Yeah.
It's not that the ANC League is agreeing with everything. They are agreeing to stability on these trying times. They're saying that they don't want to find themselves tarnishing the organization which they must lead tomorrow. So they have taken a post to say that they will internally challenge the ANC and form part of decision making within the African National Congress, because they sit in the ANC meeting, the president and the SG. So I wouldn't say I'm happy with everything. They need to soldier on, socks on, or if they are tired, I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm here. If they are tired, myself, I'm here. I'll come and take the baton, and with the necessary energy, I will lead the young people of South Africa forward.
Sure. Are you happy with the land reform in the country?
No, I'm not happy, because I'm a farmer. I mean, you soldier, you know better.
Sure.
I'm not happy because we're not having the land to cultivate, plow, and produce. So the issue of land question must be taken into consideration as soon as now.
Yeah.
Before I leave that door, they must resolve it.
Sure. And then that means the land expropriation, because what I've learned is that a land expropriation without compensation was the resolution of the ANC. Ever since, until now, I don't know about, because there were no commissions during the conference of 2022. So I don't know, is it still a standing point of the African National Congress?
It's just a policy which they're not implementing. That's why I was saying the African National Congress Youth League must check this thing, because the president of the ANC Youth League, by the way, it automatically means that is the deputy president of the ANC.
Can you come again?
The current president of the ANC, according to the structure of the ANC.
Sure.
The ANC Youth League president is automatically the deputy president of the ANC.
It's for the first time I hear that.
Yeah, that's why we like COSAS.
Yeah.
It's like that. And they don't speak that thing because they just want this Youth League to remain in their corner. They don't know this thing. So the issue of land expropriation without compensation as a policy of the African National Congress cannot, because the generation which left us, who is still leading us, I mean, they have left us because they are old.
Yeah.
They've proven themselves for not championing that particular idea, and they are costing the movement, because it's like you drilling the ship on the ocean, it will sink. So that's why the African National Congress is sinking. So the Youth League is the right movement which can deal with these things. And I don't think that the approach must always be about discipline, understanding, and meeting with nice coffee there, when as the battalion of the movement were just fighting on the ground. So the policy of that expropriation will be dealt by a particular generation. The generation which is sitting, they won't do that thing.
So then, now we are having a state that is stressing everyone in the country through, it's called gender-based violence. What is your understanding about that, and then how best can we deal with it?
We must allow the law to take its course. Those who rape, kill, violate women must be arrested, and then the law must be restructured in terms of that. They must be given special privilege. If we have to give them cool water for a particular 15 years in prison, let it be. If you kill, the charge must not be the same with the one who raped.
Sure.
It must be different. I wouldn't promote killing because I'm a law-abiding citizen. But why not kill if you kill?
Yeah.
You see? That's the question which we'll also discuss it another day. And then, those who rape, they must be taken away from the society, and they must be placed in a particular environment where they're causing production for the state, so that the state can support those who are victims and those who are graduates who are sorry. So you must use those criminals productively, because in the prison they're not being productive, they're just being costing the system.
Sure.
We are paying heavy tax as black people and white people, your Indians and your colours. You see?
Yes.
So the ANC must come with a policy on how best can they deal with these gender-based perpetrators. And also, you know, maybe I must also say something. There is no any heavy taxpayer in South Africa like the white community. The ANC, they check those people because those people own the land. They use it true. So they check those money, they assist the poor, the marginalized, they build them RDPs, they give them social grants, they give them electricity, water, and your NSFAS, and build infrastructure. And then this other part, particularly racist people who are white, they are not happy with that. That's why they are organized. To challenge the ANC policies. They are saying that you are taking our money through tax, you are assisting these black people must not be assisted. This and that. That's why you see them organized within DA. There's nothing, they don't want to share. The reason is because of the ANC is forcing them to share. So they don't want to share. Yeah, I thought maybe I must.
No, since we are speaking about gender-based violence, do you think the victims of gender-based violence are having a conducive environment in the police station setting to raise their issues, to tell their story? Because if you can check the police station setting, you know, it's congested. You find out you are just next to other person that is reporting different case from yours, and then you can hear your story. How best can we deal with that?
No, we must restructure the infrastructural setting of police stations. And then in the police station, you must also have nearby, must have at least a clinic. Because I get stabbed now. Then maybe the nearest place I would go is the
hospital.
No, the police station. Or not, or maybe it's a minor injury. To me, as I see it. Maybe I'm just bleeding. I go to police station and I'm here to open a case. They say to me, now you must go to hospital. And then someone is maybe abused verbally. You know, we had a situation where a child hanged herself, or she drank poison in Bibu. So you also not only need the police in the police office, you also need social workers. Then I would also agree with you, because that question is very indirect and direct. How best, because you are sitting here, you are telling your story that I'm raped, someone is listening. So they need to have their own things properly structured. If they are failing my year, that's what we're saying.
Then what is your thoughts on a false accusation of rape?
It must be proven. Because people will rape people and say it's false. It must something that we must prove that indeed I'm being falsely accused. If we don't have that, then it will be a problem. And then let our government also apply at least CCTV like your North Korea in many strategic places. Because you will move from here to Paledi. The only place where you have your own CCTV is maybe hospital. So from here to Paledi, which is it a 1 is it 5 kilometers?
Yeah, it will be too much. 5 kilometers
would be too much.
Yeah, it can be 5
kilometers. So in 5 kilometers, there is nothing which would capture what would have happened. So we are still back as the country. Let's develop our country through the African National Congress, because also this government of yours coalition causing instability.
You think it's not going to work anytime soon?
Even if it works, it will always tamper with the economy. Then it means that a person who is marginalized, or historically marginalized like myself, there's high possibility that I will die without being a millionaire, because the economy is not fine. I mean, if my family is not stable, would you invest in my family? You can't. That's the reality. If my family is not stable, you can't come and invest in a stable family. So the government of coalition is not stable. It will always have problems and it will be in tatters. So let's fix this particular political will where we have a political party running for truth and majority, we'll have a stable economy. And then these things that we're seeing is because of the ANC is not telling its story to the people properly.
Sure.
So there are people who are counter-revolutionarists who are coming and telling the story of the ANC in this particular way, media houses.
Sure.
Because the ANC in 1994 through Mandela, you would bear with me that I'm coming on this one. And when Mandela arrived in the office, the only thing he found is what we are having now, the table and the chair.
Sure.
There was nothing. The National Party, when it moved out of government, they took away their own investors.
Sure.
They took all the infrastructure which they have, the resources which they are having. Then, lucky enough, Mandela was the darling of the masses.
Sure.
He went to that beautiful girl, Queen Elizabeth.
Sure.
Then he did what? He was donated money all over the world to build the economy of South Africa.
Sure.
So you would see that it took, now we're in 30 years, like you always say. So how would you build, how many years do you need to build the economy? Because 30 years is definitely a small particular years. 30 years is too small because you need to structure the economy first. And by that time, you are being contested by political parties who does not understand when we say the economy must always be protected. Stability will always assist young people who are learners and students. When they graduate, they get employment. That's what I wanted to state, to say that the stability of the government will always bring us the investors. The economy will grow, and then job creation will be there, empowerment will be there. Then we will have a healthy living and a proper environment.
So now, if I can see that the load shedding has stopped, do you think we really won against the load shedding?
Up until they bring modernized generators,
sure,
which will tell us that we will sustain ourselves up for 50 years to come, then the load shedding will always still be a problem to this country.
Sure. You are not convinced?
Because it's also affecting me as a particular young comrade.
Yeah.
I use cold water.
Yeah.
Use cold water. So
sure.
There's nothing I will defend there.
So from your ward or from the province, are you happy with the service delivery?
Yeah, the infrastructure development is coming to be a wow. And then the employment I'm not happy with it because, like I said, the Mulungu who left the office did not justice to this province.
Sure.
Yeah, we would always have our own issues. I mean, the issue of water will remain a very, very serious issue which needs to be dealt with. So not me being happy with everything, but I must also salute you would agree with me that from Bologwane to Zanin the way is proper.
Sure.
From Musina to Johannesburg, Central it has been doing its work led by the African National Congress.
Sure. And
then the development of infrastructure universities, they are also building 4,500 rooms. They are improving, I think, those library, and you go to Univ and you see that they always cause construction every day. They don't understand that every day they are always doing construction.
So, maybe they are developing, but we will see. It goes with time. So, but since you are speaking about a constant construction happening, then there's a stadium here by Mangwe near Mangwe Hospital. The project has been stopped, or it has been stagnated for a very long time. I started to see that construction in 2016. Till now, the construction has not yet done.
Yeah, criminals must be arrested. Because that is the criminal syndicate running school. Criminals must go to prison, do their time.
Yeah.
Still public money, maybe must just go for 30 years.
Sure.
Because we are delaying the development of the majority. And the majority which are most historically marginalized is not only the stadium, even the police station.
Oh, yeah. The police station as well.
So maybe we're saying as the youth league in that particular ward of 25 Mangweng cluster, we must start to guard on what would happen next, because those are things that drills the sheep within the ocean, with the ship which is the ANC, the voting statistics, percentage, outcomes of Manguing cluster. I would be saying that at least the people are still loyal to the African National Congress. It has been improving, but they are not happy.
Yeah, so since when you led COSAS, there was a different movement called PCM, Progressive Student Movement back then. They were suggesting that the educational system of the country must have two phases, whereby we must have a theoretical one and a practical one in a high school and a primary school, as in China they are doing. So what is your take on that?
I don't know about that
organization.
PC. I just know PS as a chocolate.
Sure.
That route, I love you.
Yeah.
The COSAS has its own policy on what must happen on the education system of South Africa, precisely in the basic level. Just that the basic education is being led by an arrogant woman called Nziwe Gogo Motshekga.
Yeah.
So we said in our own term of office in COSAS that I would speak about what we said in that particular term of office. We said that we want to deal away with the education which is captured or which is dividing, which is very much divisive, in a way that you would find that those are attending your private school, these ones are attending public school. We never spoke about, unless if I have missed it, about how it must decolonize it inside. We just said that that was a policy. We want South African decolonized education.
Sure.
I've never found part of the commission which has went deep inside how it must be decolonized. But the commission which we chaired in that particular National Congress, we spoke about that. We want to have free, dynamic and inclusive education where the children of the rich minority does not attend private school, and then we must attend the public schools, which is just a nonsense.
Sure.
So that's what I would say about the issue of education in our term of office.
So how best can we improve on our matric results?
That one, yeah, you have touched a very proper topic of matric results.
Sure.
2020, when we were leading COSAS, young people passed.
Sure.
Limpopo, I think it was 60 something. Yeah, through the MEC, I think it was pollution.
Sure.
People were happy. Limpopo was number 2 at the back. Number Jama Shala Mora, which was Eastern Cape.
Sure.
People were happy that the MEC has improved. So I did my own diagnosing of results.
Sure.
I saw that, okay, these young people have passed with bachelors. There were many who had bachelors.
Sure.
Level 7, level 6, that's beautiful results. But when you go to maths, you find that it's level 1.
Sure.
The person never applied for agricultural studies. Yeah. When you check the prospect, they don't want that level 1 of maths.
Sure.
So all those children who got bachelors in 2020, they were not accepted in University of Limpopo, University of Venda because of maths literacy, pure maths or their maths literacy.
Sure.
Even in TUT. Even in TUT, because in TUT they state that they need level 3 of maths.
Pure maths.
Yes, so far the person is having 34 APS with level 1 of maths.
Then it's done.
Then you are having 28 APS, but you are studying.
Sure.
So quality results are very, very, very imperative. You don't have to say I have a matric, I have a bachelor. I agree you see through the SMS. Sure. The one you get during midnight. Sure. Yeah. Your AP is B. Yeah. You go to school to buy a newspaper, it's a B. Sure. With 4 distinction, I agree they put a star. Sure. When you take your results from a teacher, you have level 1 of physical science. What must happen? You go and upgrade. I don't know who came out of that system of upgrading. Nzimutsa has always been failing us then. Sure.
So what is you are saying they must go and repeat the grade as opposed to upgrading the matric results?
Because there is no results then. What will you study? You will have a matric, like a license without having a car. You won't move. Sure. So they need to go back to a classroom. Then because of that thing of COVID, young people were not allowed to come back to a classroom because of the issue of population in a classroom. So we were always fighting with principals who have nothing to do with these things.
Sure.
But the national government was the one who was causing all these frustrations. I know all of majority of them, most even today, they're working in the outlet supermarkets.
Sure.
Your rotten roots.
Yeah. Pig and pay.
But they have 34 APS.
Sure.
Where would they go?
Ish.
Because TUT they need level 3 upwards.
Sure.
Yeah, they are clear.
Yeah.
They're 8 with 34, but they need that medicine.
Sure. It's a problem, but then let's dive into issue of drugs, because I had at the beginning you touched it a little bit, but I want us to go deep into that.
Yeah.
So how best can we clean the streets of Teflop and the country as a whole?
Let me echo the words of President Peter Mugabe when he said shoot to kill.
Yeah.
We're saying to SAPS, any person who sells drugs within the community, and then when we try to arrest that particular moron, we try to take out the weapon, we must shoot to kill that bastard.
Sure.
And then, yeah, we have our own underground operation as COSAS. I don't know if you would remember it through the terrain of it was the SG Kuliganis COSAS.
Yeah.
We had the Shambok mechanism.
Sure.
We would Shambok drug users and drugs sellers.
Sure.
So on the issue of drugs, it's status. Young people must just guard every corner of the community, must not allow drugs to enter. Those who are addicted to drugs now, let's assist ourselves as comrades, as citizens, as media group, yourself, to see how best can we assist our youngsters, because those are talents. You would go and agree with me that those who are using those things are best amongst the best.
So, but remember, even if we want to fight the people who are selling drugs, some of them are our brothers or our neighbors. How do we deal with that? Because sometimes there's this narrative to say that drugs are brought by Nigerians in the country, but who's distributing them?
It's just that in my family we are fine. We don't have any people who are committing crime.
Sure.
But if I had a brother who was selling drugs,
sure,
I would myself submit that particular brother to CPF.
Sure.
And the CPF will shambok the brother, and then take that particular person to police,
sure,
and be charged on that one, because we can't mend crime because of this is my brother, you see.
Sure.
So I would best say that young people must join CPF. Young people must not be scared to, even if you are scared to find yourself as an informer, just send SMS to a police station, the constable there, your station commander, that on this particular area drugs are being sold.
Then it's how we can fight it, no?
We have been fighting it as the ANC League in what they want. We even came with a program of anti-drugs and GBV 2022, 2023 I think. We called the former MEC of Social Development, Phophi Ramathuba, who came and spoke about issues of drugs. So every person must be an agent of fighting against drugs.
Sure. So then, so when did you start to be active in politics? Because I hear that you are saying in a particular where you went to the high school, you didn't. So basically, you are saying you didn't have LRC.
It was there, but it was not politics. That's a scholar program which is being dished by the Department of Education. It's not functional. Sure. It does not champion the interest of learners, that thing. So I started doing politics 2013. Sure. I think I was repeating my grade 10 because I also, quipping. Sure. Yeah, sure. So I did my politics. I did them with the brother, former soldier of this Republic of Teflop, sure, institution. Thabo Hall.
Sure.
We were attending the meetings of COSAS in Mountain View.
Sure.
I would take him from our school, we travel, the taxi, we go to school, attend meetings.
Sure.
So I started doing those things there, but because of where I was, I couldn't participate in a school. I would always make what we did, strikes here in Mankweng, when the mayor was tapping Academy, when there were heavy strike where the community was blocking every school, every street, because of the issue of rates of water.
Sure.
So we, by that particular time when the secretary of the branch was Marshall and this, we organized ourselves and went to schools and took learners who were there by time and went to the community, took learners who were deprived to go to school. Then we closed the whole Mankweng in 2016.
Sure.
So we were very much active in that particular time. Bonto Motiva, Edu Utramu were also those comrades who were leading the branch, and they were there in the governance of municipalities. They were assisting us on how we must best approach this thing. We also salute the second manager, Masithulela Maharani,
sure.
who is still the second manager. When and Besti, who was the secretary of the branch of SATU,
sure.
when we were fighting, police were called upon us. You know, they came with ammunition which were live to
sure.
shoot us, but the secretary of the branch, Besti, managed to go and make peace amongst COSAS and the police. Ample Hector Peterson situation in 2016.
Sure.
So I didn't go to school that day. I said, hey, I can't go there.
Sure.
But it was fine for me to go because I would just say text and then go. But I chose to come and join the struggle of learners of Mankweng. Those who were affected, Mama Busha, Ditlalemiso Mountain View, Huiti, and the majority primary schools.
So how best can you advise young people who are enrolled in a family? You know, we have this AMA 2000 who they are ungovernable in a family, like they will go and drink, go out without saying anything. That to go to taverns and then they never come back.
No, we will to be compared with what used to be back then.
Sure.
It was like a lawyer.
Yeah.
Because I tell you that I come from a Christian school.
Sure.
They told me that
Sure.
So you don't have to disrespect your parents.
Sure.
And you don't have to disrespect yourself indirectly. This 2000 thing must not be a brand. You apart from being a 2000-year human being, you will be a father at the end of the day. You will be a brother. So you must organize yourself to the best so that you can victory out of this particular system of ours as either a doctor or a soldier.
Sure.
Even being a driver is still fine. Organize yourself to victory, not to become a loser, so that you can start to play the blaming game.
Sure.
This 2000 thing must not be taken into some fever. Roma 2000.
Sure.
I mean, I salute Shebe, but Shebe, if you would follow him, he's not trying to say that people must disrespect other people. Because
Sure.
I've never found him disrespecting anyone.
Sure.
I've always been having him directly disciplining those who disrespect.
Sure.
So I salute to him, and I wish he would come out fine from that particular hospital.
Sure. So in that regard, when you are speaking about Shell, how did you receive the news?
It was too much because I'm a father myself.
Sure.
I would imagine if I have to lose that particular boy who is my son,
Sure.
I will be destroyed. I won't come out of that one. I don't know if I will even come out.
Sure.
I don't know. So rest in peace to Ntatile Chauke, our Dipilut She is our brother. She will come out stronger.
Sure. So how can you tell us about the effectiveness of community police forum?
They are there as a structure, but they're not being functional necessarily because it has been dominated by old people who are just unnecessary sometimes. Tell you that
Sure.
they must include young people in these things. There are young people who are focused, energetic, and not being part of the problem. And those young people also send them to go and form part of those CPF. And they must also, by all means, guard these criminals not to attack them, kill them, because there's many criminals are scared of young people.
Sure.
That's the reality. They're not scared of old people. They're scared of young people. If you make me the station commander tomorrow, things will be proper.
So do you think the resources are enough for the put-in disposal of these community police forums?
No, resources are not enough. As long as I've not been touched by those resources,
Sure.
they're not enough.
Yeah.
I want to live here to my home. I must be searched at least twice.
Sure. So that you can see that the cars are there, they are visible.
So I move here. I go to my own home, never been searched.
Sure.
In the way I meet people who are crushing their dacha, which is illegal substance. I see people drinking alcohol on the public,
sure.
and they're not being arrested. And how you arrest people who are drinking in public, and if you can check out, they're being conducted. They just pay $100, they ask the name, who are you?
Sure.
Hi, my name is Vichy Mokhalou. How? And you're not even Vichy Mokhalou.
Sure.
You see? Your name is Thabo, Tshitavha, your ID number is like this. So they go there, they lie with names, and they don't even check any fingerprint. So the system is friendly, too much.
So now, recently South Africa held elections, general election recently. Were you happy with how the process unfolded?
Yeah, we are a learning country. We are having our own flaws, but the outcomes was not bad. Those who are crying, they must be crying on their own basis, which I can't dispute. But they were order, stability. In my own province, in majority of provinces, we didn't have criminals who were coming, disturbing. Apart from some political party called EFF. Yeah, they tried Shemai, but it was not coming out fine in the VDs where we were. Because the argument was just the IEC has commanded the IEC personnel to structure the boardroom in this manner. Then the IEC personnel structured them in this way. Then everything was taken according to what the EFF was saying, which was aware with us. Then after that, they were just coming again, making noise that why didn't you do that at the first place, everything. But with the argument of IEC personnel, where I was that the space is not enough, but your argument is valid according to how the IEC has dished out the structure. So everything was fine, but yeah, we were fine.
Yeah, prior to the election date, there was a scaffolding between the EFF and the ANC at GBV. Did you hear a story?
Yeah, those were politics which if we don't fix it, will cost us someone dying or people dying. The argument there, according to what I heard, because I was not there, was that the citizens of that particular village were saying that they only recognize the EFF, but the law says that political parties are allowed to campaign in every corner part of the country. So when the ANC people entered there, those EFF people reacted with violence. Then these ones of us also responded with violence. So we don't want the IFP and ANC thing which happened where children and women died, 226 I think, in 1990 with COSAS. So I would say that this thing of dying must not be made a statistics where people have been dying in Juju Valley and we make it a statistics, 2 people died. Let's find a way to resolve it now, because now there are no elections. Let's check the leadership of CPF in that area, the leadership of EFF in that area, ANC if we have, sit down, come with a solution. And we must also condemn the municipality, because this has been historically saying that they don't recognize that
is what I heard.
But today they're the same people who go there. So this jumpist mayor, who you call it? That boy. We are saying to him, he must not play politics with the life of the people. If he does not recognize GBV, he must not recognize GBV by all aspects.
He must not go and campaign there.
He must not go and campaign.
I know, I hear you. So recently there have been arrests about corruptions, accusations or related to crime and corruption. There was an arrest on the former Minister of Sports and then even the former National Speaker of Parliament. Then how best can we prevent such corruptions in the future?
You know, when you have been trusted with the state missionary,
Sure.
even if we can come with the best solution, because we are in charge, we can't limit your rights when you have been given, but we give you all power.
Sure.
So those you have mentioned, there's no way I'm going to defend.
Sure.
They must be arrested, prosecuted, the law must take its course, and plus they will be creating space for me, you see. When they are getting arrested, I'm coming.
Yeah, sure.
I'm coming.
Sure.
So yeah, they must go and serve 15 years plus.
Sure.
It's fine.
Sure.
Yeah.
So what message do you have for young people of the country?
Let's not participate in destroying this country with this instability. Some people, let's find a way to unite. The political tolerance must always be a major, and then let's always unite to have one dominant political party represent majority, because of like I said, you tamper with the country, you're tampering with the economy.
Sure.
Then you must not cry when you go down without at least having a 4 million net worth like these other developed countries, children, Europe, many other countries. The age mate of me is fine, it's oriented, they have a family, a wife, married, have children, dogs, puppies, and
sure.
So you would die without having those things.
Sure.
Because of the country is not stable. Let's not destroy this country of President Mandela. Yeah.
No, thank you very much. Thank you for the viewers of Give It to Azania Kasi podcast. And then please, those who didn't subscribe, please subscribe and like, and then watch this video and then share the link. I'm signing out.
Salute.